he is the ultimate coach killer.
Appreciate it.
Give him what he demands and desires most, which is attention. It's expected that he will be parting ways with the Lakers at some point fairly soon.
That one right there made me the greatest player of all time.
And he has been going out of his way ever since to let us all know that he thinks he is the GOAT. Traveling with a pair of live GOATs, having his wife introduce him as the GOAT.
The GOAT, respectfully, LeBron James.
And recently posting this video of him shooting around with his son in the driveway.
I'm GOAT, bro. G-O-A-T. What are you talking about?
But as Bron found out after choking away this wide open shot in Game 2, which was the cherry on the top of a blown 20-point lead, critical shots in clutch time of the playoffs hit a little differently than those driveway jumpers.
The reason I put it all on LeBron is because he's an all-time great, isn't he? He's allegedly the greatest player of all time. At least that's what he would have us all believe.
The biggest knock on LeBron is that he's never been able to partner with a head coach and create a system where consistent winning is and elevating the other players and putting them in position. That's never been LeBron's strength.
It's a great point. When you look at the last 2 championships he's won in his career since exiting Miami, I mean, they're both virtually just fluke outlier seasons. He has, of course, the bubble win in the Orlando bubble at the Disney campus in the exhibition tournament disguised as an NBA championship, as you know I like to refer to it as. And that came in a season where Anthony Davis was first-team All-NBA, first-team All-NBA defense, finished second in Defensive Player of the Year voting, and 6th in League MVP. He led those playoffs in points scored and in win shares. So the other championship, of course, was, the one that made him the GOAT against the 73-win Warriors team in 2016. But if you really dig into that series, he had Kyrie Irving going off for 27 points per game in that 7-game final series. He outscored Steph Curry head-to-head while outshooting Steph Curry at every level, free throw, three-point line, and standard field goals. He basically, Kyrie Irving outplayed Steph Curry. There was no Kevin Durant, remember, yet on that team. He wouldn't join till that summer. So those are 2 outlying kind of championship years for LeBron. As you noted, the only sustained success he had was in Miami, where he goes to the 4 consecutive, wins the back-to-back. But again, he wanted Eric Spoelstra fired. Pat Riley is on the record. Pat Riley noted in a book he did, he interviewed for a book years later, where he said basically that LeBron wanted Spoelstra out. Now look, how does that look now in hindsight with everything that Spoelstra's accomplished with the subpar and mediocre talent that he's taken to the finals since LeBron has left? James couldn't take it. He couldn't take being treated like just a standard player. The guy's totally uncoachable. He wanted to be King James. He didn't like that he wasn't calling all of the shots, so he had to leave after 4 years. And quite frankly, it just hasn't been the same for him in his career since. He is lucky that he got those 2 subsequent championships after he left Miami. We could be looking at a real disaster if he didn't luck into those 2.
Kat, before you came on, I was talking about that LeBron has had 8 NBA head coaches, and he's headed for his 9th. I made the comparison between he and Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, if you count his high school coach, if you count Dean Smith, his college coach, if you count his Olympic coaches, Bobby Knight and Chuck Daly. So that's 4 coaches right there. Michael Jordan only had 8 coaches in his entire career, started in high school, through college, 2 Olympics, 8 coaches. LeBron has had 8 different NBA coaches, headed to a 9th. LeBron insists on having bad coaches who will kowtow and favor him rather than a great coach. To me, if LeBron had partnered with any coach, from Greg Popovich to Rick Carlisle to any of these, Steve Kerr, Michael Malone, any of these guys, and just rolled it out he would have been far better served than doing it the LeBron James way and then leaking things to the media. Where do you think it goes from here, Scap? Do you think LeBron returns to the Lakers, or does he head to Cleveland or someplace else where he thinks he can steal a championship?
Well, it's a great question. While, look, the Lakers front office are already trying to fantastically imagine ways that they could, woo LeBron into staying with them. The Lakers are already also talking about, exploring Trae Young. Kicking the tires on Trae Young is kind of the way that it's being presented, that there will be conversations in the front office. Sure, like it's, they have to weigh something here. So that sure would be a nice third option to team up with, he and Anthony Davis. Davis has already said he's committed to the wooing front of LeBron James too. He'll continue bending the knee as well. I think the Lakers probably make the most sense here for LeBron. He's probably just going to be exercising his free agency, to kind of shift the spotlight to him while the rest of the NBA playoffs are playing out. Have us all look at him, talk about him. But I think at the end of the day, I would be surprised to see him leave Los Angeles.
Let's listen to Windhorse.
I do think that LeBron intends to opt out of his contract and become a free agent. And I think that will apply a little bit of pressure to the Lakers. I do think we're going to be hearing some silence from LeBron between now and the end of June as we watch what the Lakers do as a team.
There's three prongs to this. Let's start with LeBron James. I'm told LeBron is expected to play up to 2 more NBA seasons. He's going to play at least 23, is from what I'm told, potentially up to 23. He's got a $51.4 million player option. He could opt in.
How much?
He could opt out 51.4. The Lakers are willing to give him whatever he wants, essentially. If it's a 1-year max, a 2-year max, even a 3-year, $164 million maximum contract if he wants to come back. LeBron James is going to have to monitor exactly how they handle the offseason, how they build a roster. Clearly, there needs to be changes to this roster.
Your thoughts?
Well, it looks like I'm going to be a Laker fan in recess for at least another year or two. This is sad. This is sad. It's interesting about Bronny. He has to have the lowest scoring average of any 2 guard in the history of the NBA to be drafted in the first round. I'm just amazed I'm not amazed. This is what it's come down to for this Laker franchise. We used to be run by serious people like the great Dr. Jerry Buss, the Logo. And now we got a bunch of Fredo Corleones up there led by Jeannie Buss running this whole thing. I don't know. Look, gauging the temperature of our fine city here in LA, I believe that at least half of the Laker fan base wants this thing to be over with. It's been a letdown. It has not been fun.